Are you an incognito dev?
What do you mean?
You an incognito dev? What you mean?
No, I'm just a person that's been gaming since the late 1980s, and I work. My background is in finance, in corporate finance,
You
as it
don't
relates to the federal government. So
federal government.
yeah, so I see things differently through a different lens. So
It's the
when you
casual
guys,
take, really.
huh?
It's the majority casual take.
Yeah, but I I've been gaming so long, and actually, I'll just give you a little bit about, not deep about my background, but I actually stopped playing 2K for about 7 years because after 18, it just wasn't fun for me,
I know a
and
lot of
I only
people like
got
that.
back in, yeah, and I only got it back into it last around this time last year because my nephew wanted the game with me because I mainly play on PC, and if 2K was crossplay on PC, I wouldn't even own an
You playing
Xbox.
2K on PC?
No, I said if it was crossplay on PC, I would play on PC. I play on Xbox. I'm on Xbox.
That would ruin 2K, man.
Well, yeah, because the cheating,
Yeah,
the
it
the
go to
cheats
next
are,
level.
yeah, the cheats are more on PC. I mean, they deal with it in COD, so the cheats are more so
Yeah, but
on.
2K too lazy. They not on COD's level to implement no type of
Uh,
anti cheat.
well, and that's where I wanted to like talk with you about. I so I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Enemy of the State with Gene Hackman and Will Smith. It's a movie from a long time ago, but not
Probably.
long ago. But Gene Hackman says to Will Smith, either you're incredibly smart or incredibly stupid, and he was more so giving him a compliment because of just the way he finagled the situation. And listening to your videos and listening to you talk, I think you understand business, and I think you know what's going on, but
I'm beyond
you
it.
you make content that you gotta and that's your business model. You understand it, but you gotta make the controversy content, and
No,
that's good.
that's
That's a good
incorrect.
niche.
The people who are the biggest, they don't make the controversy. Everything I do is
well you,
genuine. I would
well
have
don't
double
think
my subs and way more
mhm.
views if I went the other route. I promise you.
Well, no,
There's
don't
so
don't
many
take
examples of
controversy
it.
as a negative. No, don't take controversy
No,
as a
no,
negative.
you
It-
saying I'm trying to do the it's not because my most toxic stuff it don't get my most views. My tutorials do. I don't need to be toxic or
yeah, no,
stir up
but
controversy. Look
but
at Badge
controversy
Plug.
doesn't
Look
necessarily
look at
mean
Badge
toxic.
Plug. He's at the top of it.
Mhm.
You, there are plenty of people. The most successful 2K people, they're not controversial. They're very,
Yeah, but don't. I say again. Say again. This is with me being a little. Don't take controversy as it being a negative.
I'm old, by the way.
How
I'm
old
not
are
young.
you?
I'm very old.
What's
I've been
what's
playing since the
old?
first 2K.
So me too.
Oh
So
yeah, I'm
I'm
old.
yeah, but old. You could be 39 and saying thinking you old.
That's old on the internet.
You're true, true. Well, I'm older by internet standards, but what I'm saying is controversy. I don't want you, and again, I don't want you to take it the negative way. It's just you're asking the right questions. You're making the right. When I was just watching your thing about the, I was actually just watching your video, and you was talking about all the people that didn't get invited and the people that speak up that don't get invited, and it's controversial in a way to me that the people who speak up should be invited because that just you're speaking the voice of the majority of the people who play the game. So they should invite you guys. They should have they should put all the content creators into a forum and say, "Hey, tell us what you think. What are your subscribers saying? What is your fan?" Because if they're not if they're not in touch with the people or they're not getting the real feedback, then how do they even care how great their game is? And what I'm saying and that's what I'm saying by controversy. It's not don't take it. I don't want you to take it as a negative. That's what I was trying to explain to myself. Don't take it as a negative.
It is a
It's a
negative.
good. It's in a good way because you're voicing what needs to be heard. iPod, some of the other guys are voicing what needs to be heard, and it's okay. Like it needs to be said because and again, I'm gonna speak from my corporate experience. when you deal with customers in the financial industry, you need to know what's working to keep money coming in and money flowing. If you don't know what's not working, then you don't fix it, and then
Talking
it
about
hits you
2K?
like a huh.
You talk about 2K?
Well, I'm saying, well, so and well, let me put it from a 2K perspective.
Can't be
They don't
working with me.
understand if they don't understand what's going on with the game from if they're only getting the good stuff from the people who are going that are only going to speak good about the game, then you're never really going to know what's wrong with the game, or you don't care to know. It's one or the other. And by not inviting the people that speak up, from a casual perspective, it seems like they don't care to know. But as a Fortune, I don't know if Take Two Interactive is a Fortune 1000 business. I don't know how high they rank. I mean, with their earnings last year,
They
which
made
is all
billions this year.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a public company. So as one of the top game and developing companies in the world, you think your model is right because it's bringing in income,
They keep
but
breaking
there's
records
always
every
ways.
year.
Right, but then there's always ways to improve the model. There's
Because
always ways
we don't know the
to improve.
alternate reality.
Yeah. Well, the alternate reality is that they have no comp.
Exactly.
When NBA Live was a viable competitor, 2K did everything to stay in front of them. When NBA Live bowed out of, when they respectfully bowed out, then now 2K is like, well, we don't have to, like, we corner the market. We don't have to listen to nobody. Like, we can just make whatever we want. And it's not just them, it's every gaming company. I mean, you said it yourself. You're old enough to remember 2K, the first 2K, when a game came out and that's the way it was. It worked the way it was. You didn't get games because I remember 2K coming out in October because they had to wait for the NBA rosters to be set because they couldn't put the game out too early because of how Play Now worked. But nobody really plays Play Now like that. So they can put out a game in August and through patches fix it. And that's not really gaming development. That's just like, well, let me go out here and make as much money as I can, and then I'll just fix it on the back end later. That's not customer service. But unfortunately, they have a monopoly on the market the same way EA has a monopoly on football. And I personally think they have a written agreement between them. You don't step into my space, I don't step into your space, because the Dreamcast football was pretty solid. That was solid,
What
but
what
it
did you
just
want to
couldn't play.
say? I think we're going a little off the topic.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily going off the topic. It's just we're just having a conversation, and I think after watching a couple of more of your videos, I think that you understand from a business perspective how things are working. I think I get it
I
now.
completely disagree with your comment.
So you don't with what comment?
Okay, let's break down the comment.
Okay.
So you say Take Two is a publicly traded company, which means any data by any employee has to be factual because it would be considered misleading by the shareholders.
To the
Investment group
shareholders.
legally, Mike Wang cannot tweet false information under penalty of perjury. This is why I'm
Yeah.
like, who are you? Are you a dev or something? This
No,
is
listen.
this
Okay,
is some
listen.
very particular things. Now wait, hold
No,
on, hold on, hold on, hold
go
on,
ahead. Go ahead. No,
hold
go
on,
ahead.
hold on,
Go
hold
ahead.
on.
Go ahead.
Now the numbers, I don't know if they're real or fake. Either way, they barely hold weight. And they prove my point, which I always say these people are garbage. I go in these casual modes. It don't matter how easy the 2K is, majority will still miss. I've proved it year after year. They suck. I prove it every year. But like what you saying, like if it's like 100%, why don't they make a site with that? Where people can
So
see it.
so
If he just got the
this
numbers off the ripper, why don't he make a site like that? He
so
just got hidden information.
well,
Come
not
on.
not not necessarily, not necessarily, and this is what. So this is the part of the business aspect that I want you to understand. Okay, and this is from my financial background now. When you are a publicly traded company on Nasdaq, like basically people can buy your stock. You have to be very mindful of the information that you put out to potential stockholders and investors. So you can't say that you can't put out a number that says that the people are shooting this percentages, and it's wrong
No one can
because
check them. Who's going to be able to check them? It's impossible.
it's
Impossible.
it is. Listen,
You don't know Mike Wang. You don't know.
I know.
He knows no one could check him. The only ones who
No,
could check him, why would they come out against him?
no, but listen,
No
who
one
can check him? Who can check him? Who can honestly check him is a stockholder.
They can't. They're
If
not.
you are-
They're not competent enough to understand anything about the
No,
game.
no,
So
no,
it makes no sense.
You
No stockholder.
see, no.
This is completely.
no, you think?
Oh my God! You tweeted
hold
out the
on.
wrong shooting percentages, bro. Stop.
You think
They don't
you
understand
think-
anything about gaming at all.
You think okay? This is
Come
what I
on.
want you to understand.
They
You understand how money works. You think that somebody just going to buy Take-Two Interactive stock and not understanding how gaming
Yes.
works?
Yes,
That's
they
no.
break records
And,
every year. It's easy.
Yes,
They break
yes.
records every year. They break
There are
every
some people-
microtransaction year every year. No older
Listen, that's-
guy, especially that has money, understands 2K on the basic level at all.
You be.
That's 100% fact.
If I can find some clips to show you stuff on how it works, listen. There's no way. That's kind of like what was the guy that scammed all those people, including the guy with the Mets. His name will come to me. People were investing in his Ponzi scheme and just trusting him and not knowing that it was a Ponzi scheme.
That's
And
not
they
the
got
same
schemed.
thing. These are just
people
shooting
got-
percentages.
Hold on. Let me get you got your point. Let me get my point out. So people were investing in this Ponzi scheme and just trusting this guy to make, he's going to make me all this money. He's getting these returns, and they weren't doing their homework. The average investor right now that plays the stock market, they have to understand how that business works, because I want to know that my investment is safe. I'm not going to invest $1 million in stock in your company and not understand how it works. That's not how stock trade. Anybody, no. And what I'm saying, I'm not saying
they don't know.
Hold on,
bro. What you're saying doesn't even make sense.
It's not. No, listen. It's not every investor. There are some investors that buy Amazon and buy Disney and don't understand how television and shipping works. There are some investors, but some of the higher end investors, they understand. They look at your book. That's why they have to. That's why they put out quarterly reports. All these financial institutions that I come across, they put out financial reports because there are people that read them. Any company that you can look up any company right now that trades stocks, they have to put out financial reports. They have to. The federal government goes through them. There's SEC goes through them. There's a lot of government agencies that go through these financial records and transactions. So there are investors out there that understand how gaming works. You can't make a blanket statement and say,
"Yes, I can."
That is a blanket statement.
None of them can prove it.
That is a
None
blanket
of them can prove that they
statement.
understand the game. The guys with the money, they don't understand the game.
No,
they don't. It's impossible.
That's not every. That's not.
Yes, it
Listen
is.
to what you're saying. You're saying
you can't show me proof of some stock investor understanding the game, while I could show you countless old heads and people with hella money and experience who do not understand any game. They're not going to understand what no damn shoot percentages are. They're not even going to be bothered by it. They don't understand it.
No, that's not every.
You can have more of a point if you're talking about the money, the quarterly money, all this type of stuff. Not no damn shooting percentage.
You cannot use a blanket statement like every person. You cannot use that
because it can't be disproved.
That is false.
Logically, anyone who knows the game, they know. They know.
That's false.
No one invests in money. They don't understand.
I work in listen. I work in. You don't work where I work.
It's common.
You don't move in the circles I move in. I'm telling you, that's not how it works.
Any IQ about the game.
It's not.
Oh no!
Don't.
There is no one with any money who understands 2K on any level.
Okay,
that's a
fact.
And
you don't. And you
that's
don't.
A fact.
You don't. Because you don't.
Man, you haven't played in 8-9 years, man. You're a PC gamer. You don't know nothing about no goddamn 2K.
I do.
You don't know how to do no goddamn combo. You don't know how to fade from the three.
Listen.
You don't understand the game.
I've been coaching.
How to crab nobody.
Dude, I've been coaching basketball probably longer than you've been alive.
The people who've been coaching basketball are the worst on the game. They don't understand the game. They don't. I play with them. I prove it live. Every coach is horrible at the game. Every NBA player is horrible at the game. It's proven. How are they the best basketball players in the world? If Greg Popovich got on the game, I would fry his dog ass. I would outcoach him ridiculously. Anyone, they can't understand the game on my level.
We can't.
This is a fact. This is a fact. I would dog the hell out of any NBA player. I'm just letting you know it don't mean nothing. It doesn't translate. It doesn't translate. The greatest people in real life, the greatest coaches suck at 2K and they don't understand it. Undebatable fact. Undebatable fact.
In my eyes, you would suck as a basketball player and as a coach. You
don't know that I got size 15 shoe.
You couldn't.
You don't know nothing about me. You know what that means.
You probably work in Walmart.
I don't work at no goddamn Walmart. I got size 15 shoe.
That don't mean nothing.
Bench, 465
so why you not?
585 deadlift.
So you this great. Why are you not in the NBA?
I'm not a basketball player.
Exactly. So 15 shoe don't mean shit to me. That don't mean nothing.
I'm just letting you know I'm not.
That means that you're 6'5" and you didn't make it and you didn't do nothing with your height,
bro.
So then the 15 shoe don't mean nothing.
I'm just letting you know, size 15 shoe, that means I'm on a different echelon.
No, that doesn't mean nothing.
99.9%.
Did you play D? Okay, let me hold on. Did you play D1 basketball?
I was a football player.
Did you? Okay. So let's switch it. So that doesn't even make it even better. You was a football player talking basketball. So did you play D1 football?
Do you know most? Hold on. Do you know most football players play basketball more than they play football?
Did you play D1 football? Hold on, I'm asking you. Did you play D1 football?
I can't reveal too many things. There's a reason I don't face cam, buddy.
Oh my god. So then you can't sit here and say. So you saying that you would fry Popovich in 2K, which you probably would. He would fry you on the coaching circle. How
do you think that?
You just said you would fry Greg Popovich.
How do you think that?
That's right. I got all the info. I got all I need. You just said you would fry Greg Popovich in 2K, which is probably true because he's probably in his 70s, early 80s.
Probably.
I know. I mean,
that's
probably
100% fact.
Yeah, but Greg Popovich would absolutely outcoach you in the basketball game.
Okay, what's the difference?
But that's the
wait. What's the difference?
That's the point is.
How can I outcoach him on 2K?
Hold on.
But not in real life.
Hold on. The point is that you're making a blanket statement saying that most people don't understand something when you just said you would cook Greg Popovich in 2K, which is true. I said Greg Popovich would cook you in coaching, but doesn't mean you don't understand how to coach. You understand the game enough to know how to coach.
Proving my point.
So no, it's not about proving your point. It's listen to what I'm saying. Listen.
I let him talk a lot more in the beginning. He was just rambling too long.
Listen. Ryan can't misvouch for you. So this is another reason why we're having this conversation.
Ryan Canvas. Who is that?
He vouched for you. Okay.
I don't know.
So what I'm saying is that you can't make a blank. That's like me saying that you don't know nothing. You played football. You know nothing about basketball. I can't make a blanket statement like that because you clearly have an understanding of the game.
You were trying to say
that's not what I'm saying. No.
Yeah, you were. He was like, "You play football, talking about basketball."
You're not going to rage bait me. One, but what I want you to understand is you are not. You cannot make a blanket statement when it's not 100% true. I can't make a blanket statement and say that you can't coach. You understand the game enough that you can probably coach. You can probably put together a youth team and coach. You probably could. But what I'm saying is that hold on.
You want me to give you some new knowledge? You want me to give you some new knowledge it's going to sound crazy? Why do you think people in the NBA and all this and that, what we've already been doing on the game, why are they now doing what we've been already doing on the game?
What do you mean?
Basically how we're just spamming threes, spacing the floor, running smaller players.
Hey, hold on.
Why do you think they're transitioning to that now?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
No, listen, hold on. I'm gonna get to your point. Hold on.
It's gonna sound crazy.
No, it's not gonna sound crazy. Do you know the NBA coach that just died recently, Don Nelson?
No,
Do you know?
no,
Have you heard of him before?
maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Don Nelson in the '90s played small ball with Golden State, and that Golden State team had Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullin, and Tim Hardaway. And they played small ball and they shot the three. That's not nothing that just happened just in the last couple of years because of 2K, because of gaming.
No,
Small
I'm not
ball
saying
just
they're copying 2K. I'm just saying we got to there quicker because we're
what
we're
and what I'm
gamers. We
saying is
know
that
how to do the most efficient things and not follow molds. You know,
but
like
what I'm saying
so
is
so
that
you don't know how efficient. Like say some of the coldest people on 2K, I guarantee you that if they had the opportunity to coach at these certain levels, they would do extremely well. But you got to have the connections to do all that type of stuff.
agree.
It's going to sound crazy, but I'm telling you, us as gamers, we would be able to coach on them different type of echelons. On my soul, I promise you. It sounds crazy
I
though.
don't think
It
I think
sounds
that's
crazy.
and I don't disagree. I think there's probably a few people that could coach, absolutely. But it's not just a matter of just drawing X's and O's. I really wish I don't know which state you live in, and I'm not gonna ask that question, but I really wish you can go to a basketball game and sit behind the bench and really it's more than just X's and O's that's
I
involved in
I
coaching.
know, man.
But the point that I'm still trying to make is that you can't assume that people don't know. I'm speaking from my professional experience. From my professional experience, you cannot put out information in which what Mike Wang put out and say that the game is performing a certain way, and investors can be like, well, it's got to be before. You got to be doing something right because people are still buying the game. People are still investing in microtransactions. It's not like NBA to run. NBA to run wasn't engaging. It had a small window. People tried it out, but it wasn't 2K, so it wasn't engaging. So from a performance standpoint, he has an obligation, and I'm telling you from my
So
professional
so
experience.
if
Hold
what
on, hold on.
you're saying the same thing. You can't just keep saying the same thing over and over.
Because
You're
I'm telling
saying it.
you, I'm telling
We
you
can have a
what you're
combo.
because I'm telling you that you
You're saying
cannot
the
put
same
out.
thing.
I am, yes, because you
Yeah, so
cannot
that means I
say
could
that.
interrupt and we could talk about it. You're saying the
No,
same
we
thing.
are talking about it, but
You're
because
saying the
because
same thing.
you're saying that his that you if you're saying that his number if you are entitled to your opinion, absolutely, you're entitled. If you feel that they're false, you are in the probably in the majority. And I've talked to a few other streamers, and I said the same thing. I put the comment that I said to you. I said it to a couple of other people as well, and I said legally you cannot mislead your
I'm
investors if
I'm
you
in
are a
the I'm
business.
in the middle about it. I'm there. I never said it was false or true, but I'm saying, for instance, if the whole community is spamming, hey, shooting's too easy, shooting too easy, shooting too easy, why wouldn't he just been post a gotcha? He could have been calm down everybody's nerves, all this and that, and have it public. Look, majority of the community is fucking ass, nigga. They're ass. So shut y'all ass up. The
It is
majority of
right.
niggas, he could have been did it. Why didn't he? He could have been shut him up. If
He's
everybody
been
flaming him
he's
relentlessly.
been he's
Easy as
been
shooting
dormant since
2K.
October.
There's no
Yeah,
contest system. There's no defense. He just leave no defense in the game all year. He disappear. Why not just put that shit out there?
I
Show the
can't answer
site.
that.
It will shut
I,
everyone down. That's why I'm
I
saying
can't.
it could be false.
No.
But here's my
Hey,
other thing. Here's my other thing. It holds no weight. It holds no weight at all. Because there are other 2Ks that were harder shooting and they're still
mhm.
around the same number. So it can be nerfed. So fundamentally, what you're saying is wrong.
Well,
There are
no.
other 2Ks that had way better defense and the numbers are around the same. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not.
Majority of those people who shot the ball, they don't even have their hotspots. So how do they have the same value as people who went and got their hotspots and badges. I have been using people's accounts more than anyone in 2K history. The people that watch me don't even get their hotspots on their builds. The people that watch me don't even get all their shooting badges. How can they have the value of someone who actually goes and gets their hotspots? That
because
makes no sense.
not everybody. Because
but think, if someone's not even willing to get their hotspots, how can they have the value as someone who's actually getting their hotspots?
Because not every
as a grown man, if you can't go get your hotspots and your badges, how can your stats matter as much as someone that's actually getting their hotspots? We're not even talking about skill or anything here. Everyone knows if you get your hotspots, you will shoot way better. You will shoot probably 20% higher. This is a fact. So if people are too lazy to get their hotspots, how can they dictate anything? It don't make sense. They're bots.
Because they paid the same amount of money you paid for the game.
But when you're trying to balance the game, that doesn't make sense. Because anyone with a brain who goes to get their hotspots, they're playing a whole different reality. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. How in the hell, like really think about this. How in the hell do people who are playing way higher competition have way higher shooting percentages? Way higher. The people who are playing dog shit players have way lower. There's something missing. These people are too lazy to get their shooting in hotspots.
You can't, but you can't.
That means the numbers hold no weight.
You can't compare your experience. He's doing it from a worldwide general perspective.
I just told you these people aren't getting their hotspots and their badges.
Because you can't. You can't.
It means something.
Oh no! The only thing that matters
percent would be 10 plus easy if they went and got their hotspots.
From a business perspective, the only thing that matters is who spent their money on the game. That is the main bottom line. How you play the game and enjoy. That's like saying if you play if I play COD better than I play 2K. So if you hold on. What
the hell?
If you don't drop 20.
Wait, is my mic not working?
I hear you clearly now. I mean, I've been hearing you clearly since we've been talking. I hear you fine.
Okay, what was I saying?
So, are you talking to me?
Yeah. What was it?
Okay, so the point what I was trying to make to you was you're speaking from your gaming experience and how you treat the game, and that's fair of how you treat the game. But what I want to say is that not everybody views 2K the same way you do. And I agree.
I know
there
that.
are a lot. Hold on. There are a lot of people that don't grind their badges, that don't grind their cap breakers, that don't grind. So you can't ask.
I'm not talking about cap breakers. Badges is something you pay for. It's very easy to get.
Hold on. I'm talking something different. Hold on. So the point I'm trying to make is that your 2K experience is never going to be the same as the person next to you. Everybody's going to have a different experience. So if your experience is, you grind, you get the hot spots, you get.
I know
that is your experience. I know several people on the other side of that, like you said, that don't grind.
Guess what? Wait. Here's where it matters. The people that are unwilling to get their hotspots and badges are incompetent.
That's not incompetence. That's just the way they.
No. You're spending 100. You're spending 100. No, you're spending 100 on a build. You're trying to get a good experience. You're wondering why your jump shot sucks. You're wondering why you're struggling. You're wondering why you're doing this or that. And you still don't have the IQ to get your badges and your hotspots. That means they're incompetent. That means you're incompetent. It literally means you're incompetent.
No.
Yes, it does. As a grown man, a game that you've been playing over a decade, that means you're incompetent.
Be very mindful of what you're saying.
That means they're incompetent. It is.
That's
You're too
very
lazy to get
extremely.
you. It's gonna help you have a better experience. You're too incompetent to know that. That's a fact.
No,
That means
because
you're
no, that's
incompetent.
not a matter of competence. Listen,
That
2K doesn't.
is.
Listen, the people at 2K don't care whether you get your badges or not. You spent your money. You bought microtransactions. You played the game 12 months out of the year up until 27 drops. That's what matters. That's all that matters. And that's like saying if there's a game out there that you played that you're not good at, and so for somebody to say that you didn't put in the work or take the time, if you didn't take the, and that's why I was trying to go with the Call of Duty example. So if you play Call of Duty, but you can't drop 20 kills every game, that
That's
doesn't
not the
make
same
you
thing.
incompetent. That doesn't make you incompetent. But no, but
If
listening to
you're
you
going
talk,
negative, if you're going negative
it's
every
not going.
game,
No,
you're
listen.
incompetent.
It's not. Listen. No, listen.
Yes.
If you can't listen, if you can't get 20 kills a game,
You
that
know what
doesn't mean that you're
incompetent means?
incompetent.
We're not talking about 20 kills. We talking about like hella negative.
No, listen.
Depends
You
on the
have to let me
time.
finish. You have to let me finish my point.
You know what incompetent means?
I know.
If you know what it means, you would know that based off your
This is
kills, you
what I'm
can be
saying.
incompetent. That means you don't understand the game to a certain degree.
No, that just means you wasn't good in that particular match. That's all.
Man, if you can't do something on a certain echelon, that means you have incompetence. Do you know what that means? Do we need to look up the definition? Hold on, let's see.
It's okay, young man. You just see
I'm
things
not
different.
young, I'm old.
You're not.
Yes, I am. I have a bravado. Keep in mind, I'm not using no words to disrespect you.
No, you're not.
Remember that.
Disrespect.
Okay. Understand how disrespectful I am. I don't know if you know me. I'm just an entertaining person. This is just how I speak.
I'm just saying that we just.
I'm not violating you in no way.
No,
I'm just letting you know.
I just say we see things.
What does incompetent mean?
It means basically you don't know what you're doing.
Not having the ability or skill to do something properly.
Right.
Like if someone is incompetent at their job, they basically can't do it effectively.
Isn't that what I said? So I'm right. that means I'm right. She brought up the skill. Incompetent. She brought it up. That means I'm right. They're incompetent.
So me and you hopped into a game of Battlefield right now, and you got 2 kills. That means
I would be incompetent. I would be incompetent at the game.
But I can't call you that if you don't play the game regularly, or you just don't care about the game that much to learn how.
I would be incompetent on the game.
That doesn't.
These people. This is what you're not understanding. This is like with 2K. It relates to real life. That's what's so crazy when people be trash at this whole. They've been playing for a decade. This ain't no new shooter. It ain't no new game design that no one's experienced. This is a game you know. If you know any type of real life anything, you could be somewhat competent on it off the ripper. Drive and kick, space the goddamn flow, play a little D. How much? You've been playing basketball since a kid on the game. Bruh, if you can't perform on a certain echelon, you are incompetent. How the hell you playing the game over a decade and you don't know to get your hotspots and your badges? Like you have to be cooked. That's my whole point. You cannot over cater to people that are that incompetent because then you create chaos. Without structure, there is chaos. No one enjoys chaos. This is why all multiplayer games are failing. They're falling because they're trying to over cater to the casuals. Yes, they're breaking. They're being destroyed. Story mode games are flying. Multiplayer games.
They just made record numbers, like you said.
They made record numbers in microtransactions. You want me to tell you why? You want me to tell you why? Because they're adding. Wait, hold on. They're adding something new every year that is guaranteed to break the microtransaction record no matter how good the game is. Cap breakers.
So why does this model work for Fortnite? Why does this model work for Call of
Duty? Do you know that Fortnite has one of the highest skill gaps ever in gaming history?
but no, I'm not talking about skill gap. Why has the microtransaction process worked in Fortnite? That's what why do you think? Why do you think? I want your opinion. Why do you think it's
they're spamming skins? They're spamming tons of content, tons of seasons.
Because they are catering to the majority of their play base.
I'm talking about gameplay.
No, the gaming. Yeah, we're talking gaming. And
I'm talking about gameplay. You're talking about Fortnite with skins and stuff.
No, right. No, listen. No, I'm not talking about skins. You just talked about microtransactions. And what
they're breaking microtransaction records because of skins.
Because it still caters to the kids, to the skill gap, like you said.
It's not a parallel. It's not a parallel.
It is a parallel.
I'm letting you know. You don't play 2K. You don't understand. Listen.
Microtransactions are still catering to the casual.
Cap breakers was new, right? That means they're guaranteed going to break the records. That it's a guarantee, so it don't matter how the game performs. Every year they add some new system that guarantees they're gonna break the microtransaction record regardless of how people feel. It's brilliant. It's genius. They haven't even gotten to the real bag. They haven't even gotten to the Fortnite bag. It's just like when they added season passes. It's 100% gonna break the previous microtransaction record. Every year they're adding some new thing that they came up with that's gonna 100% break the record regardless of how people feel about the game. This is a fact. That don't mean that people enjoy the game as much as a previous 2K.
But listen, I know at least 6 or 7 content creators would say, I don't buy season passes. I do this because it doesn't cater to them. They just don't. For them, it means
that has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
Hold on. But I know a lot of casual people that buy the season pass because they want the clothing, they want the VC, they want this.
They're bots.
So again, 2K as a business. If you are as good as you say you are, I have not seen you play, so I don't know.
I dropped 72 points on a 2K League player. I have the greatest 2K resume ever. 91% every year. I beat hella 2K League players. I've dropped 60 points on so many 2K League players. I'm him.
And I'm not saying that.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. And I barely play the game.
I can't speak to you. I
just let you know.
But your experience in playing 2K is not going to be the same.
I already know that. I know that.
Be the same.
I know that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
If you're saying that people don't invest in certain aspects of the game, some people just have lives, don't have the time.
Anyone could do it. It has nothing to do with life or time. If you can't get a hotspot, you're incompetent.
I just don't want to get I just choose not to play the game that way. Or I don't know.
No. They're incompetent.
To part of your point, they may not know how to do it. That could be
if you don't know how to get hotspots, you're incompetent. If there is something out there that can make your shooting percent go from 10 to 20%, and you've heard about it, and you're still not doing it, you are incompetent. You are incompetent to the highest degree. You are incompetent. Do I need to get the lady to say the definition again?
So
we've been knowing about hotspots for how many years? We are reoccurring customers. They done kicked everyone out the game. It's hard to get actual new people. Kids barely play the game. They've been priced out. These are reoccurring customers. Reoccurring. Hotspot's been in the game how long? What? And you still not getting them? He needs to factor that. What he really needs to do, if he was really trying to prove a point, he should put the plate, the black plate, silver plate, gold plate, purple plate, red plate. He should have put the stats for all that, right? He should have put, did these people have hotspots? Do these people have their badges? Break it down. When you just put everything together, it's not really proving nothing. Because imagine if you couldn't play the game unless you got your hotspots and badges, And imagine if all those shooting percents went up 20%. Then how much weight would that hold what he tweeted? That don't even make sense. It wouldn't make sense no more. So someone that's competent enough to go get their hotspots, which takes no skill, to go get their hotspots and max out their badges, they automatically shoot 20 plus more percent? That's nuts. That means the numbers hold no weight. Should you cater to a majority that's dat fried, that's too lazy to get their hotspots?
They're going to cater to the population that brings in the most money.
Of course.
That's a business.
And it's not right. It's just like this. Look, let me break your logic. Let me break your logic. Do you always give a woman what she wants? No, because then she's not gonna like you and she's not gonna be as addicted to you. Do you always give a kid what they want? No, it's not good for them. This is the same with 2K. The multiplayer gaming is falling because they're over catering to the bot kids who don't understand shit about the game. They don't know what they want. They don't have the understanding to know what they want.
But if I was an investor in the company, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I would care. I would more if I were, and I'm not an investor by no means. I don't own any Take-Two stock by no means. But if I was an investor in the company, all I would care about is what are you doing to drive the performance of this game, to keep it playable, to keep the money coming in.
That has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
That's all I would care about.
But I'm letting you know there's alternate realities to where if it was go how I would go, they would make way more money. The user base would be way bigger. Most 2K players overall, they have the same favorite 2Ks. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, I've had the 2K between 19 and 20 or something like. I've seen people talk different things about it, but I'm trying to get this point across clear. What I would like to see, and let me just take it to another level because we're just going to agree to disagree, and that's okay. You know, we're both just seeing it through different lenses. What I would like to see 2K do is, I would like to see them take Proving Grounds, for example, make it button only. Right, I would like them to see they take Proving Grounds, make Proving Grounds button only, because it's almost the same experience as Direct, but I think you make it button only, right? I think in Pro-Am, there should be, when you set up games in Pro-Ams, there should be a toggle switch that says, you know, regular mode to a certain extent or button only, and I think Ante-Up should also be an option that you can either play regular, you know, the way the game mechanic is, or a button only mode. And I think in those button-only modes, you should give more VC and you should give higher rep. But I think Proving Ground, I think the rec, the park, and the theater remains casual. You come in, you play as you are. You do play, you know, if you just, you know, if you don't want to invest time in the game, great. But if you want to be him and you want to be that player, here's a mode over here for you to go play. You know, here's a mode that's button only. It takes everything that a lot of people.
Are you basically saying that you want tempo in the game? Is that your whole premise?
No, I'm not saying no. I'm saying that you make. So this is what some of the other the first person shooter games have done. The first person shooter games have what's called a casual mode, and that casual mode is filled with. Right, they're filled with bots. It's half bots, half human plays. I'm not saying I want bots in the game. What I'm saying is, it sounds like from a 2K perspective, the more casual mode is a mode that would include tempo and button as an option. If I go into this,
so you're basically saying you want tempo in the game. Is that your premise?
Jorge 25 showed
it's
you
not a
really
matter
good
of what
shoot.
I want. It's gonna stay in the game.
I'm asking
It doesn't
you.
matter. No.
Well, I'm gonna give you some
At
logic.
Curry, facts,
Hold
Brody
on.
got a croak already.
Let me finish my thought. Before you give me the logic. Well, so what I'm saying is that there should be a mode available to the people like yourself
Bro,
and
don't
others
understand.
who say that, you know, we want a more stronger. This is what we want in the game. We want a more comp game, and they absolutely should cater to you guys to make a more comp game, and the reward is you get higher rep, you get higher VC, you get higher options. But I also, as a business, have to cater to the people who can't button shoot. I know people that button shoot.
Everyone can button shoot, man.
At Cuban
Not
Curry,
everyone
yes
can
and no
button, though.
25 is for real, just making you miss.
Look. I'm gonna give you.
Hold on.
I'm gonna give you some.
Hold on,
You're
hold on,
going too
hold on, I'm almost
long.
done.
You're going too long.
It's not a matter of going too long. It's a
Yeah,
matter
things
of
can be responded to. It's a convo. It's not a big epilogue of 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes. Like you
It's
say
not- it's
one
not
thing, I say one, and then we go back and
At
forth.
Jorge, if they brought back skill points to grind, a lot of people would
But
quit.
go ahead.
No, the point is, it's not a matter of what I want. It doesn't matter to me. I've played, again, like you. I played 2K, so I come from the button only era. So it doesn't matter to me if it stays or it goes. I just know that there is a fan base that likes using it, and there's a fan base that doesn't like using it. And the way
And they're
that you
your
split it-
archetype.
and there is a fan base, and there is a way to do it, is that you make a competitive mode where those who want to enjoy that part
At
of the
Cuban
game
Curry,
can
I'm
enjoy
going
that
to be
part of the
honest with
game.
you, I started
And there's a
playing in
mode
20.
that people who don't want to play at that level can still have fun playing the
I'm
game.
gonna tell you why that's
Now
wrong.
I'm done.
I'm gonna tell you why that's wrong. Okay.
Okay.
This is irrefutable. Okay. So, any thoughts about this? I don't know how you haven't heard it in one of my videos. Any thoughts about this? Shut down. Tempo has to leave because it increases cheaters. Period.
At Cuban
There's
Curry,
no
Okay.
debate. There's no debate
that
for it.
takes time, it's not the move anymore,
Say
so
there's 100,000 cheaters with tempo, it's 700K plus. So it has to go just off of that. It
okay.
has to. It has to. It has to. It's not even you can't even talk
Okay.
about it. It has to go just off of that. Just off
Okay.
that.
Because of
Hold on.
users like this
Now,
trying to cater to
I
incompetence.
put out a video.
But
I put out a
2K21
video
was
talking
Zen
about
City
that,
without
and
time.
I do agree that tempo is what's driving the cheating. And
At
in
Jorge
my
20,
response
well,
to
good,
that video,
because
and
TS
what I
was
said in my
tragic
video
because people
was
too stuck on the
that
past.
2K, in order to ban Zens, 2K has to come up with a way to fix the tempo shooting mechanic. They have not figured that out yet. They have not. So until they figure out that mechanic now Microsoft holds something called Hackathons. I think that 2K obviously could spend the money. They could buy Zens. They can see what's triggering the code. Maybe they've done it. Maybe they have not. If they have not done that by now, then shame on them. To your point, yes, the Zen tempo is what's driving a lot of the cheating. And it's up to 2K to come up with a way to fix that mechanic to make tempo more enjoyable, where
It can't
you can
exist.
tell a difference.
It
You can tell a
can't
difference
exist.
whether it's an automatic script that's
You're not
doing it,
under-
or if it's a
They
or if it's a
can't do
manual
it.
script.
They can't do it,
Okay.
so it has to go. They can't do it. I'm telling you, the nerds have told me. I'm telling you. Look, here's how it is. Nerds have to go through certain trials, and you have to not be crazy lazy. The people that are hella lazy and just dibble dabble, all this and that, they have way higher, like, they could just get on the game and cheat. If it's easy to do it, then it's going to increase tenfold. That's why it has to remove. Tempo allows so many low tier devices to where it's just going to increase. Like the real nerds, they have to do all this. A subscription, a goddamn this, that, plug a whole machine into this, that. That all happens. That all.
But it's not just 2K with this problem.
But I'm saying, if you could just do some
But I would say
little
that's the
simple
franchise
thing,
system though
then it
as well.
increases. That's why it has to go. They're not
Okay, so
gonna
let me-
they're not gonna fix it. That it has to go.
no. Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, and I'm gonna throw this is truly a hypothetical, okay? But I want your opinion on this. So let's say right now there's 20 million worldwide players that play 2K. 20 million, okay? Let's say out of the 20 million, let's say half of them use tempo. They don't know how to button shoot. They're in that lower percentage that can't play the game, right? So let's say that 2K in 28, because we know it's here in 27. Let's say 2K 28, they say, you know what? We decided to remove tempo shooting. We can't We can't, we can't fix the mechanic. We can't stop the cheating. We just decided to remove it. It's going to be button only for here on out. So now your player base in 2 years went from 20 million. Now out of that 10 million, maybe 5 million try to button shoot, but the other 5 million say, you know what, F2K, I'm done with this game. I'm
That would
walking
never
away.
happen.
I don't want to play.
Nobody's
Hold on.
quitting.
Hold on,
Nobody's
hold on, hold on.
quitting. No one's
Hold on,
quitting
hold on. It's a
because they
hypothetical.
removed
Hold on.
tempo. I
That's why I
answered.
prefaced my statement by this is hypothetical. So if 5 out of the 10 million decide to stay and try to learn, but the other 5 million walk away, when the numbers are run from a business standpoint, and now my bottom line in 2K26, I make $6 billion in revenue in this game. In 2K28, I removed the mechanic that altered the gameplay of the play, and now we only made $1 billion in
That'll
revenue.
never happen.
I
You're
don't know.
speaking of something that'll
Hold
never
on.
happen
It's a that's
on
why,
any scale.
listen,
But to make
do
the
you understand
hypothetical makes no
just
sense.
like
I
it
understand it
would be with-
completely.
Right? No, it's a hypothetical. Listen, it's a hypothetical.
There's no reason to
No,
engage with
listen,
it.
listen,
This
no,
is
listen to
disgusting.
the question. Listen to the hypothetical. I just want your opinion. Okay. So if the revenue dropped, and it's again hypothetical, if the revenue dropped, what do you say to your investors to say, well, we couldn't duplicate what we did in 26, the revenue dropped because of it. So what do you tell an investor as to
I
why they just
cannot,
lost 5 bit?
Brody, I cannot engage with such a disgusting that in my whole life, I don't think I've ever heard a worse hypothetical. I'm not gonna
It's not
lie.
a worse hypothetical.
Bro,
It's
that has
from
to be the worst hypothetical I've
it's a
ever
business-
heard in my
it's a
life
business-
because there's 0% chance that will happen. Zero.
That's why.
But I'm saying there's zero. Like in hypotheticals,
It's not
there's a
zero.
chance. There's a
They can
chance.
take it out. They can absolutely take it out tomorrow, and it could be a loss. It can
No,
happen.
no.
we don't-
The reason they're
we don't-
making money is because of so many other things. We played so many different 2Ks that have sold more than 26, and there wasn't no damn tempo, bruh. Tempo is not saving people from playing the game. It's just a broken mechanic.
It's a broken mechanic that for some people they enjoy it. But what I'm
Yeah,
saying
they
is-
enjoy it. Wait, look, listen. It's a fact that this is the easiest shooting 2K ever. It's a fact that tempo even make the shooting even easier. Listen, it's 2026, bro.
And it's probably more people playing
Bro.
26.
How are people begging and crying for an even easier way to shoot on the easiest 2K shooting ever? Bro, there are no, it's not like kids are getting on the game. These are grown men that's been playing for over a decade. What? That's nuts. That is nuts. They'll be okay. They're not going to quit the game. And that's 100% fact. I cannot engage in a hypothetical. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I think this year they've probably gone up at least 25. I think, my opinion, I think they've gone up in player base probably about 20 to 30% over the last couple of 2Ks. I think more people are playing 2K26 than the last couple of 2Ks. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. And I believe that
25 was the worst 2K ever. That's not a hard pull off.
No, right. And what I'm saying is that there is a risk. There is a risk.
It's not a risk. It's 0% chance, man.
There is a risk that if you remove that mechanic, you can lose some of the player base. I think there is a risk.
Dog, we literally just came off of controlled Mike Wang playing God shooting RNG. They can do anything. They're gonna keep breaking records. It come out with the NBA. It's a glitch. It's a glitch in the Matrix. It's a glitch. They're the only basketball game. It don't matter how they perform. This is a culture. It's embedded in the culture, dog. They gonna get the game no matter what forever. It don't matter.
Some people, believe it or not,
They quit and then they come back. They just get replaced by someone doing the same thing.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. But in any case, man, because I can't be up all night on my. I don't know what time zone you're in, but I can't be up all night. But like I said, listen, it was a good conversation, you know, and I just think we see things through a different lens, and I'm still gonna watch your videos, and you know, I still may comment here and there, and I think you make good content. Keep it up, and we can disagree to disagree. It's okay.
I wanted to break down the rest of your comment, but you know, I guess.
Well, we have to do a part 2 because I don't have time. I got to get up in the morning.
Yeah,
That's why I said between this certain time and 2 a.m.
yeah.
So we can circle. You can hold that thought. We can schedule some time later in the week. I'm going out of town. In about a
Just
week,
hit me,
so-
man. Schedule with me.
Yeah, we'll talk. Listen, this is good, man. Listen, I've learned a few things. You know, I can't say that I haven't learned a few things, and I do see certain things from your point of view. You know, and I don't know if I showed you a few things, and if I did, I did. If I didn't, you know, it's you're still entitled to your thoughts. So, you know, I appreciate you taking the time, and you know, keep making good videos, man.
Yep. Appreciate you, man.
All right, have a good night.